And this thought came to mind, like, your presence is my promised land. As a high achieving person, I like to check boxes. I like to have people tell me like I did a good job. I look for that sometimes, and sometimes in places I shouldn't. And the reality is that the promised land is not when the right people tell me I did a good job. It's not whenever I check off all of the to-do list. It's not even when I pass away and get to the other side. The promised land is right here before me right now. It's as close as you and I are talking, because the presence of the Lord that is with us right now. And so when you start living in this reality that the presence of the Lord is all I need, everything I need is available to me right now, well, then I'm not looking for tomorrow or the next day or the next day. I'm not worried about what happened yesterday. I'm right where I need to be right here, right now.
Welcome to the Worship Probs podcast, where we aim to entertain, encourage, and equip worship and tech leaders all around the world. Look, we all know that serving in worship and production is great, but the problems, those are real. Thanks for joining us as we dive into today's episode with our host, Brian Tabor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 401 of the Worship Probs podcast. What is up, fam? Welcome back to the podcast. Had a big celebration last week, 400 episodes, which is hard to believe. That's 8 years. And man, today is going to also be an awesome episode. It's 401. And when I think about awesome, there's a name, a person who rises to the top. Under Jesus, of course. And that person is Mrs. Probs, Kim Tabor. Kim
me?
Tabor, how are you?
You're talking about me?
I'm talking about
so
you.
Good. I could not be any better.
We've been together all day. It's Sunday. We led at church this morning.
We're together most days. So.
Yeah, it's 24/7 pretty much. Yeah. She's still speaking to me, right?
It's a good thing we like each other.
It is a good thing. Okay, so speaking of liking each other, so this is episode 401, which is going to air at like mid-August 2026, and that means we have just celebrated a very special day.
Huh?
Right?
What that is?
31 years of wedded bliss.
Wedded bliss. That's right.
Wedded bliss. 31, man. That is a wild number.
It seems like just yesterday. In some ways, it seems like just yesterday. And in other ways, it's like 31 years. Wow.
Holy moly. All this
That's a
in
long
heaven too.
time. That is a long time.
It is a long time.
How are we old enough to have done anything for more than 30 years?
I don't know. You still look like you're in college.
Yeah, right.
I look like I am about to retire. In fact, when I left the last church, and what was I? I was 48, 47, I don't know. And everybody was like, how's retirement? I'm like, you think I'm old enough to be retired? I do not receive that. In Jesus' name, I rebuke that.
I think in truth, most people didn't understand what you were going to do.
That's true. So they still don't. I'm not sure I do.
Most people don't.
But here
have
we
any
are.
idea.
But here we are. Okay, so 31 years we've been married.
Yes.
We dated for 3 years before that. All right.
Yes.
So that would be 34 years.
Yes.
We've been together almost every day for 30.
And it just keeps getting sweeter, doesn't it?
It does. For me, it does. I don't know how you would answer that, but for me, it does. So, okay, here's a little something extra. I mean, it's the Worship Probs podcast. Okay. So certainly we're going to get to some worship stuff, but okay, if you're talking to somebody who maybe is just married or they are getting ready to get married, after 31 years, is there one thing that you've learned about marriage, or one thing that you would want to pass on? Like, is there anything that jumps out to you if you were talking to, a young couple that's maybe they just embarked or they're getting ready to embark on what we all pray is just a lifelong, before the Lord, a commitment to one another. Like, how would you answer that?
Oh, goodness. This probably is going to sound a little super spiritual, but I would just tell people, make sure that you are keeping the first things first, the first thing first. And that is your relationship with Christ. Because if you are not pressing into him, and it's hard, especially when you first get married, because you're very excited about being married.
Right.
And you love this person, you love this relationship, but you need to keep that anchor with him. Because that spills over into everything else. There have been so many times over the last 30 years where, you and I have maybe had a disagreement or not seeing eye to eye on something, or, I know it's hard to believe, isn't it?
Taken aback by that.
Or maybe we haven't been getting along that well. And when I go into my prayer time and I talk with the Lord about it, I always come out different. Yeah. And I always come out looking at things differently, and everything is affected by that, especially a marriage. I just cannot say that, and I can't emphasize that enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Amen. That's really good.
What would you say?
Well, you took mine. So, I mean, of course, that's the first so anything I say will fall after that.
Okay.
So, Jesus, walk with Jesus.
Yes.
Walk together with Jesus, right? Somebody told us it's like an equilateral triangle, with Jesus at the point and then you two at the other, you know what I mean? And so that's really, really important. I would say right after that, we learned something early on, probably not early enough, but early on, that was really helpful for us. And it was through a ministry called Intimate Life. I hope they're still around. They did these marriage encounters, and we were able to go to one. We led worship for a couple of them, and one of the things they focused on is, like, I don't remember how many basic needs there were. Like, let's say 8.
I don't remember. I think there were something like 7 or 8.
7 or 8. Let's say 7 or 8. And so you would do this written test, and it wasn't like the SAT. It was, it was relational stuff. And and out of those needs, 3 of them would kind of rise to the top. Mm-hmm. And so then you would kind of switch papers, and it would be like, okay, these are Kim's top 3 needs. And these are Brian's top 3 needs, and they are different. Mm-hmm. And oftentimes, Kim would try to meet her needs in me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't need those needs met. Mm-hmm. Or I would try to meet Kim's needs. I would try to meet my needs in Kim, and Kim didn't need those needs to be met. And so that can cause conflict, because you're trying to serve your spouse, but you're serving them in a way that isn't a huge need for them. For instance, Kim, you tell this story all the time. My top need is respect. Mm-hmm. And what did you talk to us about that? And I know we got to get rolling with the rest of this episode, but talk to me about.
Well, I mean, part of it is, what does respect look like to you?
Yeah.
Because that's your top need. So what does respect look like to you? Not to me, because as a woman and with my own personality, it'll look different to me. And so I would many times I would say, well, I'm respecting you in this way or that way. And you'd say, no, that doesn't look like respect to me. Right. And
so they tell you need to ask your spouse. Mm-hmm. Instead of guessing, you need to say, hey, what does that look like? What does it look like to you for me to meet your need for respect? And what did I say?
You said, well, how about before you schedule anything, talk with me about it. Before you put anything on the calendar, talk with me about it.
See, you were thinking I was like a supercomputer, like an Indy car, and I'm like a Jeep. It was pretty basic. Like it's pretty not complicated for a guy a lot of times. And so for you, like one of your needs was support.
Right.
And I had to learn not what support felt like to me, but what it feels like and looks like to you.
Yeah.
To really serve you in the way that, sorry, go ahead.
No, and I was just going to say, and also support, because it's one of my top needs, I just assumed it was one of yours.
Right.
And so I would always come alongside you and say, hey, do you need me to help you with that? Yeah. And you'd say, no, I don't. And I would, oh, okay. Well, that's not a need of yours. That's my need. Right. And so I just assumed it was yours too. And that's not how men and women work. But also what was one of the big things we went to a conference before we got married, for a premarital conference, basically. And do you remember what the one thing that the guy said that really stuck with us? You might not remember.
Marriage isn't played out and lived out on a romantic balcony. It's played out and lived out on a spiritual battlefield.
Yeah. That stuck with both of us.
And that's absolutely true.
That is, we heard that before we even said I do, and we didn't really know what that meant 31 years ago. Yeah. But we have a good idea of what that means now.
Pretty good idea. Getting clearer every day. So that's a little sidebar on the Marriage Probs podcast. Maybe that's another spoke
Marriage
in the
Probs,
wheel.
there we go.
That's maybe another spoke in the wheel sometime. I think I had an account way back called Hubby Probs.
Did you really?
I forgot the login for that. And it's probably still out there, but I've not logged in probably 12 years. But so anyway, yeah. So that's 31 years. Those are a couple nuggets for you if you're newlyweds or if you're oldyweds like us. It's never too late to dial in. So, okay, we have a banger for you today. Okay, so grab something to drink, snack, whatever you want, because we're going to dive right in. We got some prayer concerns for you, which I've got a great group for you today. But before we get to those, we're going to share a conversation that I had with one of our favorites, our old friend, Tyler from Red Rocks Worship. I sat down with him recently. We talked about all kinds of stuff. We talked about local church ministry. He's serving Red Rocks Church in Denver, Colorado, but it's a multi-site church, not with just campuses in Colorado, but they have like other countries that have Red Rocks campus. So we talked about local church ministry, but we did also talk about the new Red Rocks Worship album. It's called Promised Land. It was recorded live at Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. And so, look, Tyler's been on more than anybody. And as always, he's family. But as always, you got to buckle up. When Tyler's on, you got to buckle up. So hang on. And thanks for watching on YouTube or listening on your favorite podcast platform. We are so grateful that you're here. And so before we dive into our conversation with Tyler, I want to tell you about two incredible companies. They have Planning Center. They've been with our podcast since the very beginning. And we're so incredibly grateful for them. They're celebrating 20 years this year, which is unbelievable. And we're so grateful for them. If you don't know what Planning Center is, you need to go to planningcenter.com or just hit the link in our bio and your mind is about to be blown. I told them recently, I wish I could sit with you as you look at Planning Center for the very first time. You know, what's that song? Feels like the first. I mean, I wish I could sit with you as your mind is just blown. And then our other friend at AE Global, they're amazing. They are church people. They love the local church, their company, their hearts. They beat for the local church. And so they're serving the church in audio, visual, lighting, live stream, technology, all kinds of stuff. And if you're building a new building or maybe renovating an existing building, or maybe it's just time for an upgrade, start with a call to them. You You can get them through the link in our bio as well. But AE Global, they are fantastic. So I just sort of told you about both of them, but I listened to the official of me telling you about them. This episode of the Worship Probs podcast is brought to you by Planning Center, an all-in-one software that can help you organize every facet of your ministry, connect with your people, and help your people stay connected to each other. Among the many ways Planning Center can help you do that is through task management. In Planning Center, you can create detailed tasks, organize to-do lists, and even collaborate on those tasks with other team members in real time. Do you have recurring events and projects with long to-do lists? Make a task list template to save time. Have regular tasks you need help keeping up with? Set your tasks to automatically repeat at an interval of your choosing. And the best part is that you can create tasks from absolutely anywhere in Planning Center using the toolbar. You'll find your Tasks tab in Planning Center Home, the place you see all the important updates happening across your account. To learn more and get started today, visit planningcenter.com or click the link in our bio. Prayer Concerns is brought to you by our friends at AE Global. Worship and production ministry is hard. Every week, you're preparing, troubleshooting, and dreaming about what could be next. And most days, it can feel like you're doing it all alone. But what if you had a trusted partner who understood the pressure and chaos and walked with you through it? For more than 30 years, AE Global has been building relationships with churches just like yours, helping with everything from audio, video and lighting to system design and even installation. But they're more than an integrator, and they're about more than just selling gear. AE Global is a team that comes alongside you and a partner for the long haul, someone to brainstorm, troubleshoot, and dream with. They don't just care about your equipment, but the people behind it. Because great ministry happens when you don't have to carry it all by yourself. If you're ready for a partner who understands church production and wants to help you move forward with confidence, visit the link in our bio and reach out to AE Global today. Don't do ministry alone. Navigate it together with AE Global. Well, man, this guy's like, it's like old home week. We got Tyler Roberts from Red Rocks Worship. Tyler, it's so good to have you back, man.
Great to be here, Brian. Thanks for having me. I thought you were going to say Wedwalks Worship.
I should have, man. I should have gone into like my Princess Bride voice there for a second. Man, it's always just good hang with you. And, you know, we tease each other a lot. We're from the same place in different eras. And so we got to talk a little bit of Evansville along the way, probably, I'm sure. But how's summer in Denver?
It's amazing. It's really hot, although it's not like Satan's mouth. Like we were just in Alabama at Gulf Shores, Alabama, and it was beautiful. Loved being there at the beach, but my gosh, it was so sweaty. You walked out and I was like, this is probably what Satan's mouth feels like. Here in Denver, it's a drier heat. So I don't know how you can compare that, but it's great, man. We're just getting out and about it. You know, we have 300 days of sunshine, Brian. So it's like amazing. There's the downside is there's no rain. It's a drought always. The upside is, bro, I can keep the top off the Bronco for weeks at a time.
Wow. I love that. Well, I'm not going to say my typical line that you busted me on back in December is that I've got to get to Red Rocks. And you're like, Brian, you've said that to me every time I've been on, which is probably double digits at this point. But I do have to get out there. So, hey, okay, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. I've got 5 rapid fire questions.
Let's go.
So, okay, number 1, in your house, if you're going to order a pizza, what's the perfect topping combo? And does your family agree?
It's Jets Pizza. I love the Detroit style, the caramelized crust. That's how you get a body like this one. And then live literally want as much meat on there as possible. And my kids won't do that. Nash will eat only pepperoni. That's it.
Gotcha. All right. Okay. Number 2, what's the last song you played on your phone?
Oh, you want me to look?
Yeah, sure.
I'm actually kind of curious.
Sure.
I'm actually really curious. I know it's supposed to be rapid fire.
It's all good.
Well, currently we share the same account. My son is listening to Cold Water by Major Lazer and Justin Bieber.
Nice. All right.
I couldn't tell you what the last thing is I listened to.
That's incredible. Okay. Number 3, if you could pick a superpower, what would you choose?
I would love to, I don't want to be a mind reader, but I would love to just kind of like make people do like what I want them to do. Like use the force, like unlock the door.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like it'll be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I do. I identify with that, man. That's a pretty good one. Okay, number 4, if you get a day off, what's a perfect day off look like for you?
Perfect day off is get up, go to Starbucks. I got a problem. Spend time with the Lord, maybe a little working out, be by myself. And then, honestly, I love just hanging out at the house. My wife's normally working, doing something. And then, when she gets home, I just got a Traeger smoker. So absolutely. I'm totally in to cooking on the smoker. So I was going to say smoking meats, but I'm like, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? And I'm such a newbie at it, bro. The second time I had it, I was so second time I tried, I was so pumped. I was like, let's go. Last time the chicken was a little underdone. This time I'm going to leave it on there. So I got that thing up to 500. You got to let it sit for 15 minutes. And I went out there 15 minutes later and I forgot I had left the scraper, you know, like the deal that cleans the grill.
Yeah.
I had left that on the top rack. Didn't realize it. So the whole thing just melted all the way through.
Oh, man.
It was cool.
Oh, man.
Me and God had a whole moment during that.
Yes,
it was wonderful.
I bet. Oh,
so
man.
I'm getting better.
When I left my last church, my last day in the office, I came home. Kim took me out to dinner. And after dinner, she goes, okay, we got to make one more stop. I was like, okay, where are we going? We're going to go to Sullivan's, which is a place in Indianapolis where everybody buys their. And she goes, we're buying a Traeger. And I was like, you're kidding. And so, dude, I'm so in. I am with you. The biggest adjustment is she's like, when do I need to start the sides? I'm like, I don't know. When's it going to be done? I don't know. I don't know. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 45 minutes. I can't tell you, man. I can't tell you.
Bro, that's so real. Literally, I followed the recipe like exactly like they say. And but I'm like, I don't know, man. This was supposed to be done 40 minutes ago. But
yes,
I'm not sure.
I know. And you're scared to serve it to people because you're like, okay, I don't want anybody getting
right. So I'm out there because it's taken so long. Now it's dark and I'm out there with my phone, shining the flashlight on it, cutting through the chicken. Like, I don't think it looks pink anymore.
That's incredible. Oh, man. Okay. Last one on the hot seat. Is there a worship song that you feel like you've led 1,000 times, but you still love?
Oh, man. So many of them. So many of them. First song comes to mind is Who Else by Gateway.
Oh,
you know?
Gosh. Yeah.
That song, it just has the breath of the Lord on it. And so it doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter the setting. It just works. And I get caught up every time.
So good. Mm-hmm. It's so good. Well, man, as I said before, you've been with us more than anybody. And that's you've been on karaoke. You've been on here a bunch. You helped to kind of co-host back in December and it was all phenomenal and always love. I just love Red Rocks worship and you and so like, I don't think I've ever asked you this one. So is there something about your journey that most people listening wouldn't know?
I feel like I'm pretty open. I'm like, what have I not said? I think people probably just wouldn't know that, like, I never thought this was possible. Like, you get it. You're from Evansville. So Evansville's not a small town in Indiana anyways, but it's a small town compared to like most big cities. And so, being from a small town, and the church I came from was so good. I loved it. So thankful for it. I grew up there. But I never thought it would be possible to, like, earn a living by playing music or writing songs or just singing at church. Like, that just didn't feel possible. And those who did do that at that time, I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, I'll never be as good as them. Like, I'll never have that opportunity because they're just in a different league, And so, so it was always, I grew up, I wanted to be, I loved Chris Tomlin, who didn't, but before I like got in like the worship leading mode, I loved Jeremy Camp. I think I've told you that before. Yeah. And I just thought both of those guys, I just thought they were the coolest people ever. And so I aspired to be like that. But my goal was like, I'm going to school. I'm going to graduate with a business administration degree. I'm going to work at some sales job somewhere in Indiana here, and I'm going to serve my church, and that would have been great. That would have been a great, great, great life. Mm-hmm. I would have never thought I'd get an opportunity to move to Denver and work at Red Rocks and be talking with you, Worship Probs podcast, and writing songs and recording songs, releasing them. And then if people actually listen to them, like, that's crazy to me. Yeah. So I think some people like just have this dream and they're going to do it, Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know why. Maybe this is kind of pathetic on my part, my lack of faith. But I always just thought, like, that dream's amazing for everyone else, but it could never be for me. Wow. And so it's really cool to be doing it.
Wow. Absolutely. Well, God has called you, that's for sure. And man, you've been at Red Rocks how long?
15 years.
15 years, man. And Red Rocks Worship has given the church some just incredible songs to sing. Good Plans, Living God, Never Gets Old, The King is Coming, my goodness, and so many more. I could go on. And you guys just released a new album called Promised Land that you recorded live at Red Rocks Amphitheater. And like, first of all, how amazing was that experience? And what can you tell us about the record?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that might, like, professionally speaking, that's the coolest thing I've ever done. Yeah. We stood on a stage where legends have stood, like so many incredible musicians and artists, and it's just wild. It's crazy that it's in our backyard. But the most special piece about it was that it was our church that was there. So we sold it out, praise the Lord. But even when I say that, I'm like, I feel like it deserves an asterisk because, like, our church was there. You know what I mean? But it was just so special to be singing 10,000 people under the night sky with stars and Denver in the background, in one of the most iconic music venues of the entire world. Yeah. And it was cool because on one rock you had like the Red Rocks logo, and then on the other rock we had Promised Land, which you see, like, you could probably see it maybe right there. Yeah. Like, we had Promised Land shining on the other rock. And in some ways, it kind of was the Promised Land, so to speak. Again, I'm talking very, very generally right here. I'm not talking theologically at all. But with our church, because, our church, our pastors, those who started the church, before they started, they would come up to Red Rocks Amphitheater and they would pray over our city. They would film videos asking other churches and other leaders to help support them as they're about to start this church called Red Rocks Church here in Denver, Colorado. And so we have all these videos of Pastor Sean up there and doing this whole pitch and just crying because he's like, we're just believing that we're going to make heaven more crowded in the city of Denver and yada, yada, yada. And so then 20 years later, we celebrated 20 years. We finally got to go have a church service of sorts at Red Rocks Amphitheater with our church and celebrate all that God has done through this ministry over these years. And we got to record a record. So it just, professionally speaking, it's the coolest thing I've ever been a part of. It looks cool. It sounds amazing. I'm really, really proud of the songs, all that. Yes. But just to get to do it together as a church was really, really, really special. So,
man, that's so cool. Awesome. That's so awesome. So these new songs, you release them out into the world. What do you hope people take away after listening to this?
Man, it's super simple that the presence of the Lord is all that they need. I know that sounds so cliche and all the things, but every single one of these songs it's meant to bring you back to this reality that Jesus is all that you need. And so doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter what you're going through, doesn't matter your situation, doesn't matter what day of the week it is. The reality is the same, that Jesus did all the work for us. He's the one that got up on the cross. He's the one that got up out of the grave. He's the one that says that it's better for him to go because he's sending his Holy Spirit to be with us right now. And so therefore, man, the presence of the Lord is all you need. The presence of the Lord is more than enough. And so, all of these songs point to that. That's the theme. It's called Promised Land because, again, it was just like this idea, like, oh my gosh, we're kind of going to the promised land again, generally speaking, for Red Rocks Church. And also because last summer we were writing, we had been writing last year, but there was one song that I was like, we got to write a song called Promised Land. And I may have told you about it, but they sent me on a sabbatical. I was like kicking and screaming. I did not want to go on a sabbatical. And that's so sad and so silly. But all my identity was wrapped up in what I do and what I did. And I didn't know how to rest. So anyways, fast forward, it's a 6-week sabbatical. 2 weeks into that, I am going crazy. Oh my gosh. Like if anybody could actually read the thoughts that were going on, you'd cancel me right now. So like, I get it. I totally get it. That's just the real. And so about 2 weeks in, I'm just like, I had this moment with the Lord. I was like, you've got to do something. You have got to you've got to speak to me, and I've got to find you. I just need you. Otherwise I'm going to come back from this sabbatical way worse than I ever was before I started. Wow. And so anyways, I kind of made a deal with the Lord. I don't know about that, but every day I would go to Starbucks. It's my thing. And I would read a chapter of the Word. I would journal, and I would spend time with him every single day. And this thought came to mind, like, your presence is my promised land. As a high achieving person, I like to check boxes. I like to have people tell me that I did a good job. I look for that sometimes, and sometimes in places I shouldn't. And the reality is that the promised land is not when the right people tell me I did a good job. It's not whenever I check off all of the to-do list. It's not even when I pass away and get to the other side. The promised land is right here before me right now. It's as close as you and I are talking, because the presence of the Lord that is with us right now. And so when you start living in this reality that the presence of the Lord is all I need, everything I need is available to me right now, well, then I'm not looking for tomorrow or the next day or the next day. I'm not worried about what happened yesterday. I'm right where I need to be right here, right now. And he will lead me, and he'll give me exactly what I need. So anyways, long story, but that's the whole point. The point of it is Jesus, his presence is all that we need. And so we wrote a song called Promised Land, and then we recorded the record there in the Promised Land.
I love it. Love it, man. Love it. Well, guys, make sure you go grab Promised Land from Red Rocks Worship. Just on repeat. You won't be sorry. I promise you. I can promise you that. So you're just talking about one of them. You've led worship in some really incredible places. I don't know how old you are. I know you're younger than I am, but what have you learned about leading people now that you wish you had known when you were 25?
Oh, that it's all about your heart. It's all about leading with your heart. When I was 25, I was trying to make sure that the lyrics were all timed up perfectly. I was trying to make sure that the lights were in sync, and that this moment we're just going to go to just the voices. And so all the front light's going to come off of me, and we're going to be backlit, and we're going to look like silhouetted, but it's going to look so good on the screen, and everybody's going to be into it. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are the things I worried about. The feeling. How could I get everybody to feel something when they were there? Now I'm realizing, oh man, it's been about the heart the whole time. When I lead with my heart, the performance will take care of itself. But when I lead with my heart, people believe it. When I lead with my heart, it blesses the Lord. When I lead with my heart, I give the very best that I have. And that has nothing to do with the lights. It has nothing to do with the time code and the lyrics being perfectly synced up. All of those things are awesome. So I am not the guy that's saying abandon those things. That's not what I'm saying at all. But the forefront, what leads, is your heart. And so if your heart's in it, then they'll believe you. If your heart's not in it, then it could be the coolest, greatest performance you've put on. And you can walk away thinking like, wow, we did that. We worked really hard and we did it. But it could be meaningless.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Man, I can relate to that so much. I mean, the way you shift your thinking as the years roll along sometimes. I mean, I get it. So we're going to see you at Experience Conference here in a couple of weeks, and you guys are regulars. You're like a highlight of the conference, a huge highlight. And like, it's a room full of worship leaders, and we're all thinking, you got the best seat in the house, man. Like, what's it like to lead a room full of worship leaders in worship?
Well, it depends on the day. You know what I mean? If I'm being honest, like, if I'm just being really honest, it can either be the greatest thing ever, and it can sound like heaven on earth, or it could be so difficult. And the reason I say that is because we love being at Experience. So we are so looking forward to it. Last time we were there, it was like heaven just fell down, like on there. It was crazy. And it had nothing to do with us, but it was just like the Lord. It was awesome. So I'm excited for that. But sometimes leading a room of worship leaders is a little daunting, because you're like, you gotta get everybody's attention where it needs to be. Because, I get it. I've been to the worship conferences before. Like, oh, what's the new song? Like, I'll never forget, we went to the Hillsong conference in New York City, like 2018. It was right before they put out What a Beautiful Name. But we got to hear What a Beautiful Name in the arena. And I was like, that's it. That's the song. That's the one we're taking back. And so before they even released it, I'm like charting the chords. And I'm like, we're doing this song this weekend. God's all over it. And whatever. And it was amazing. You can do that. But also, it's like, man, I want it to be a time for the worship leaders to be refreshed and restored and renewed and to be filled up. And so it's just the beginning. Like, that first song is always like, all right, you guys in or you out? Are you looking for a performance? Because I think you got the wrong team. Yeah. But once we kind of like meet them there, then it's always like, all right, let's go.
I love it. I'm trying to remember what I heard you say. I got to host something for you guys in Indiana here a year ago or so, and I think in your pre worship night talk with the team, I think you said something like, we go 100.
Yeah. 100%.
And I love that. And I would say, just as someone watching from the outside, that rings true, having watched you guys for a long time. You go 100. I love that.
Yeah, bro, you got to leave it all on the field. I don't know. We say lead with speed all the time. Like, I think, and that's not like, that. What I'm not saying in that is fake it till you make it.
Right.
I'm not saying like go act a fool because you think that that's what people are looking for. We're not monkeys. Right. But we can be the most passionate, energetic versions of ourselves. Mm-hmm. And I think if the Lord trusts us to lead people to him, then we have the responsibility to do just that. Lead people to him. But nobody wants to follow someone that's like, all right, here we go.
Right. Hoping for the best.
Yeah. So like, we got to go 100 and we got to like, I don't know. I'm always curious to see what the Lord's going to do, because every single time, whether it's a 9 a.m. service or it's experience conference or it's a worship night in Kokomo, Indiana, like every single time God does something really cool and something unexpected. So
I love that. Well, we always ask if you have any of these left. You've probably told a lot of them on here, but the memes. We started with the memes. You got any stories about the train just leaving the tracks when you're leading someplace?
Man, I'm trying to think. I think I've shared a lot of them. There's just some I can't share. That will for sure be the end. Bro, I don't know. I'm leaving you hanging. I'm not giving you anything really good.
It's all good. It makes me so grateful that for so long in my ministry, not everybody carried around a video camera. It was all pre-iPhone. Like my early days were before all of that. And I can only imagine the stuff I did that people would have caught on video.
Oh my gosh. I have to think about it. You know what? You're catching me. I was just on vacation for the last 2 weeks.
Good for you.
Straight up.
Good for you.
You're catching Zen Tyler right now. Where I'm just like, I've blocked all of those terrible memories out of my brain.
Good.
And I have not re-engaged with the whole world just yet. So I'm actually free from that at the moment, but I'm pretty sure if we look through the archives, I have a lot of good stuff, because the thing is I get up there and I just start saying stuff and I'm like, oh shoot, it's not rehearsed. It's not rehearsed and it's not written out. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I guess, well, I don't know if we tell it. I don't know if I can say this one or not, but I'll tell it. I don't really care, because it's the actual truth. And I didn't know. And they may have said it last time, but when we were in Atlanta, I don't know if I told you this one. When we were in Atlanta about a year ago, we were in this church. It was so cool, but it was so hot. The AC went out. I don't know what happened. It was wall to wall people. Praise the Lord. Everybody showed up, sold out. Praise God. But it was so hot. And so anyways, we get up there, we sang Gates or something like that, an up-tempo song. And then I welcome everybody. And I'm like, whew, I'm getting all hot and bothered up in here. And I just had no idea what that even meant. Yeah. And so, I truly did not until we got off stage later that night and the team was telling me, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting all hot and bothered. Anybody else? I'm going to get all swampy, because it was just like everything was just sticking to me, man. Yeah. And wearing pants like in an oven is not the move. And so anyways, I've said some dumb things like that.
I love that. I love that so much, man.
Actually, okay, I'll tell you one more. And this is just because I don't care. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm not going to, one of our core values is authenticity. So if you don't like this, people, then it's okay. I'll see you in heaven. But actually, that Kokomo, Indiana night, what's so funny is when we were doing the liners for that, like, I don't know, 6 months before, 3-4 months before that, whatever. Like, we can't wait to worship with you, Kokomo, Indiana. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of the church, but it was wonderful. And we're gonna go ham that night. And I had no idea what that meant. No idea. And so I was like, we're going to go in. We're going to go 100. We're going to lead with speed. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I had no idea. And so anyways, they actually sent it back to us. And they're like, hey, I'm so sorry. Could you please redo this? We cannot air this at our church. Because what going ham actually means. But we didn't know that. Or I didn't know that. I just thought we were going hard. I didn't know. Yeah. And so I was like, so then we redid it. We're like, we're going to lead with speed that night, and we can't wait to worship the Lord with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So we just said some dumb things. I have said some dumb things.
Boy, I can relate, man. I sit in front of this microphone every week, and I make some blunders. I can relate. Well, man, if you're watching on YouTube or listening today, we're so glad you're with us. Thank you for hanging. And you got to go follow Red Rocks Worship on the socials and grab this new record, Promised Land, recorded live at Red Rocks Amphitheater. It will, you will love it. Just trust me. You will love it. So, okay, Tyler, we always end with this question we call the big room question. So if we could gather all the worship leaders and all their volunteers, all the production leaders and all their volunteers, got them all together in one big room and gave you a microphone, what would you want to say to that room about what we do in the local church?
Yeah, I would say a lot of things, but the one thing I would say is, man, get away with the Lord. Get away with the Lord. David renewed his strength in the Lord. He didn't do that when he was winning victories and being crowned king and having celebrations, or when he did that actually when he was like alone with God, when he's on the run most of the time, actually. Jesus got away with the Father. He would do miracles, and he would preach, and he would teach, and he would do what Jesus did. But then he would get away with the Father. He would be alone. And so my encouragement to y'all is like, man, your set list could be dialed. The harmonies would be perfect. The lights could be awesome. The pro presenter is just going to fire on all cylinders, all the things. That's amazing. But if you haven't gotten away with the Lord, you're missing it all. And you got to do it. And I know that sounds cliche, but we don't preach that enough. We do not. We have conferences. We have resources. We have all these amazing tools out there to help. And I'm so grateful for them. They're so important. But the one thing that is available to us at all times that is completely free is the presence of the Lord. And I think that's the first thing that we're often throwing out and moving on, just kind of skipping over to get to all the other things. Someone asked me the other day, like, what does your week look like? Like, is it a lot with all your meetings and all the things? I'm like, yeah, it is. The thing is I've had those weeks where I checked off every box and I made every meeting and I was there and I was present, and we put together the greatest weekend we could possibly put together. And then I left that Sunday, and not one time did I really feel the Lord. Not one time did I even spend time with him. And whose fault is that? It sure isn't his. It was mine. Wow. And so I would just say, don't do that. Don't do that.
Man, so good. What a word. What a word. Hear that, fam. I'm hearing it for myself. That's for sure. Well, man, thanks so much. Guys, got to go follow Red Rocks Worship if you haven't yet. And grab Promised Land, the new live record recorded at Red Rocks Amphitheater. Go grab it. Man, we love you guys. We're cheering you on, and excited to see you at Experience in a couple of weeks.
It's going to be fun. We're going to go all in. We're going to lead with speed. We're going to go 100. It's going to be warm down there.
Yes, it is. Get ready.
But it's going to be great. We will not be hot, and we will not be bothered. We're going to have an awesome time.
Yes, we are.
Thank you, Brian. We love you all.
Well, I got to tell you, I sort of never get tired of talking to Tyler. He's just a great dude.
Yes, I love Red Rocks.
I do too. I really, they're great. They're great people. And look, I was super kind to him because we attended rival high schools in different, slightly different eras.
You did a very good job with that.
But I was very kind.
You were.
I didn't talk about football. They got us last year, but that's not a very common thing.
You could have done him dirty, but you didn't.
To this. I didn't do him dirty, right?
Oh, good job, BT.
Well, thanks, babe. Thanks.
And by the way, do you know what time it is?
Ake ora es.
It's time for prayer concerns.
It sure is. So, prayer concerns, we've been doing, this is episode 401. We've been doing these since the very beginning. And so, you give your heart out on the platform or in the production booth or wherever you're serving, you serve with your whole heart. And then you step out and you're maybe taking a breath and you're just really soaking in what the Lord did in that service, right? And then sometimes you feel that little tap on the shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have a word?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Somebody needs a word always.
Can I have a word with you about something you did in the service that they just didn't care for? Well, we jokingly call those prayer concerns. People send them to us from all over the world, and we'd love to hear yours. What are the sideways comments that you've gotten from people in your church or maybe people on your team? Send them to us. Go to our website, worshipleaderprobs.com. Click on prayer concerns up in the menu. You can also DM those to us on any of the socials. But we share these every week on the podcast just to make you laugh, just to remind you we're all wrestling the same alligators, as they say. And so we share these on the pod every week. So I hope they make you laugh. I hope they give you a chance to take a deep breath. So let's dive right in. Prayer concern number 1. About 30 seconds before the service was about to start, a team member who wasn't on that week came up on the platform and asked me, "Hey, can I play on this first song?"
Oh, man.
You gotta love it. He didn't want to play on all the songs.
Not
just
on all
the first
of them.
one. Yeah, just the first one. That's a
it
banger,
must have
man.
been his favorite. No rehearsal.
I wonder what it was.
And can I replace whoever's playing?
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what the song was. I would love to know. If that's yours, send us a title. What was the song? Okay, number 2. My prayer concern number 2. My dad was on the sound desk for his church, and after service, he had one person complain that the sound was too soft. That would be a rare error right there.
Yeah.
But then another person complained that it was too loud. So he just kind of assumed that it was just right.
Just right. Oh, I feel so bad for the sound men and women.
Man, they get it.
Of the churches. That's a tough job. That is a tough job.
It is. They get it, man. They get it from all angles. And so God bless you, the local church sound man.
Yes.
Okay, number 3, prayer concern number 3. A church member asked to take me out to lunch after leading worship on Sunday, and then proceeded to tell me that instead of being focused on worship, she was focused on my weight and how much I needed to lose in order to be healthy. She felt God told her to have this conversation with me after we ordered. So then I had to sit through her prayer and the rest of the meal with her discussing my food choices and eating habits.
Oh, that is horrible. I can't even laugh at that. That is horrible. That is horrible.
That is no bueno right there.
Well, and then to say the Lord told me to talk with you about this. Oh, come on.
So they say the Lord is never going to tell anyone to do something that is contrary to his word.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd have to wrestle with that one just a little bit.
I cannot believe. And those kinds of conversations, if they need to be had, they typically are had with people that are in your inner circle, people that you really trust. And my goodness.
Exactly. You can't just hit somebody cold with that.
I'm all for health, but.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on, fam. Come on, fam.
My goodness.
Okay. Number 4, prayer concern number 4. One time a woman said my face belonged on a doll. I had no clue how to respond to that, so I just walked away.
My face
I've never
belonged
gotten that one.
on a doll. Oh,
I wonder what kind
goodness.
of doll. I wonder what kind of doll it was.
I would choose to take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
That's
maybe
just
Barbie. Barbie's, beautiful,
absolutely.
really popular. Yeah.
Absolutely. I had somebody come up to me one time and talk about how they've only seen me because they sit all the way up in the balcony on the screen. And then they saw me in real life at a store. Oh, you look really different. And I just looked at them and I said, I'm going to choose to take that as a compliment that I look so much better to you in person.
Moonwalk away. Panic moonwalk away. Oh my gosh. Okay. Here's the last one. The bottom of the pudding cup. Prayer concern number 5. A lady said to my wife, "Ooh, your husband just does something to me." And my wife replied, "In the spirit, I hope."
Oh my goodness.
In the spirit, I hope.
Oh, in the spirit.
My gosh.
What a great comeback for that. I wouldn't even know what to say.
It's so weird. People say the weirdest stuff, man. Oh, my Lord. Fam, those are prayer concerns. Send yours in to us. We'd love to hear from you. You can do that on our website. Hit the link in our bio, and there's a link there for right to the prayer concerns page, or you can DM those to us on any of the socials. Well, hey, coming up here in just a couple of weeks, Experience Conference 2026.
Yes, can't wait.
And we cannot wait. It's our favorite week of the year. There's a link in our bio with the discount code that still works. If maybe you could drive, you could maybe fly. Who knows what kind of budget you got? But there's still time. There's still time to join us. It's going to be a blast. And we've talked all about the community, which we absolutely love. We've talked about speakers. We've talked about artists. So now, in a moment of selfish, self-serving promotion, I want to tell you what Kim and I will be doing at the conference. We're involved in 3 workshops. So the first one is the live podcast recording. Scott Longyear and I will be doing that. We'll take live questions in the room, a live episode of Sliding into the DMs, live prayer concerns. I'll also be milling around the halls. Look for me with a camera and a microphone and come up and say hi. We'd love to talk with you a little bit. And then Kim and I are teaching a workshop together, and what that is called Preparing the Heart for Worship. Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about what we cover, like some spiritual, foundational kind of, some spiritual prep, some practical prep. Yeah. And we kind of tag team that one, and it's a lot of fun. But you're going to leave with some good handles and some practical tools on how to not get. Here's what I like to tell you. In spite of the title of this, it's not getting ready; it's staying ready.
There you go.
That's a T-shirt. That's a T-shirt right there.
There you go. Yep, that's right.
I need a bell. Ding. That's a T-shirt right there. Okay, and then the last workshop is I'll be teaching solo. They've entrusted me to one by myself, which doesn't happen very often, and that is called Building Teams and Protecting Culture. Mm-hmm. So you don't just want to build any team or any kind of team. You want to build the team that God has for you, and you want to go about that in a really intentional way. So we're going to talk about developing, identifying, recruiting, and onboarding new volunteers to your team. And then once they're there, how do you protect the culture of your team? That's a really important conversation for any leader, especially. So those are the 3 that we're involved in. And if you see us in the hallway, man, stop us and say hello. We'd certainly love to talk with you, and hope to see you at Experience Conference. And then Worship Karaoke. You got some new episodes coming. That's going to be so much fun. And then Kim and I are booking kind of for the rest of 26 and into 27 women's retreats. I am only peripherally involved in those for obvious reasons. But Kim, tell us a little bit about the Fear Not Women's Conference.
Yeah, it's a great time for women to be able to learn how to focus on Christ instead of the things that are happening all around us. Fear is a major deal today, fear and anxiety. Many women, including many women in the church, are dealing with fear and anxiety. And they say that there is more medication being prescribed today than ever before for anxiety issues. Yeah. And so the Bible has a lot to say about fear and how not to fear. Yeah. So we talk a lot about that, and it's a time to grow deeper in your intimacy with the Lord also.
It's powerful. It's powerful. And then we're also booking worship encounter weekends, where we come and spend like a Saturday with your worship and production teams. And we do some spiritual kind of foundational stuff, some community building, some practical sessions on staying together as a team, staying united as a team. There are breakouts for vocals and band and production and all that stuff. A lot of times we'll stay over to lead with your team on Sunday. Don't always do that, but we love to do that if it's a possibility. So shoot us an email for either one of these, the Fear Not Women's Conference for your church's women's ministry, or you can pass that along to your women's ministry director. Mm-hmm. But shoot us an email, info@worshipleaderprobs.com, and we'll get the conversation started. And we would certainly love to come and spend some time with your church in either the rest of 26 or into 27. So guys, it's 4:01. We never take it for granted that you carve out some time to hang with us. We love it.
And make sure you subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and head over to Apple Podcasts. And Brian, what kind of a rating do you want them and review do you want them to leave for us?
Well, okay, Alex summarized this a couple of weeks ago in the way that really resonated in my heart. And that is, unfortunately, we are unable to accept anything less than 5.
There you go.
we are unable to accept anything less. We are not accepting anything less than 5. So
there you go. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. And thanks for following us on all of the socials at Worship Probs on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Threads, at Worship Leader Probs on TikTok. You can join the Worship Probs community group on Facebook, and on X, just look for the Worship Leader Probs hashtag.
Yeah, and last thing, our girl, Ali Bajanos, man, at Ali Be Creative. She just is killing it for us and for Kim's podcast, the Strip Free podcast as well, and all of our logos. She's done all of that, our website. Ali's just a ninja, and I've run out of adjectives for her. All the adjectives, all the good ones. She's a great seed. And so if your church or your ministry or your company, you need help with any of that stuff, Ali's your girl. She will kill it for you. 10 out of 10, we recommend her. We'll tag her below. And if you hit the link in our bio, there's a link where you can send her an email. But reach out. She will do a great job for you. And thanks to Scott Hoke for our intro. Guys, we love you. Thanks so much for hanging with us on episode 401. Until next time, deuces.
KT out.